look, don't get me wrong. I used to live in Great Britain, and so I've seen many gypsies in England, particularly, and in Ireland, and I've been over to Romania, Poland, Czechoslovakia. I have seen them there, but I haven't been over there roughly for about 40 years. But I know that they existed over 40 years ago, and I knew some of them. They used to move on, and in fact, down in Somerset, they used to come and camp on the farm that I used to live on.
Yeah,
we never had any problems with the.
I know, but it's not like this anymore. You know, they're burning the cities down. Actually.
Oh, that's right. Well, I can understand that. Yes.
And as you can imagine, it's quite inconvenient for the rest of us.
Oh, well, that would probably be right. Politically, yes, they're not the flavour of the month. And so they turn a blind eye when they get rid of them.
No, this is my last question, and then I will let you go.
Not a problem.
My last question would be, what to do about the troublesome effects that you have in your society? What can we do about it?
What, with your problem over there?
Yes.
I would say that you need to... you need to put the gypsies under surveillance and see that anybody... now, look, gypsies would know, and they can't kill them all, but they would know, if any of them being killed, who has killed them and who was involved. Now, I would say that they would be reluctant for fear, right, of being able to disclose who those people were. Now, the problem is, there's no good asking the police to go and do an investigation because the gypsies would clam up. Okay? It's no good asking solicitors because it's the authority figure. You've got to get ordinary person that's, say, for instance, a private investigator, that is a down-to-earth sort of person who will get in, relax them and talk to them and give them, providing you've got some assurance that of some form of protection, well then, yes, they will tell you who was involved. They would know, believe me. And that's what you need to do. But it's no good sending in the police because, they were fearful of the police because the police have not been protecting them. So you need to get, look, there has to be a solution to it. But they would know who has been killing them. They would know. I mean, it gets passed down by word of mouth. They're obviously they're quite intelligent people because they've survived and lived for many, many years, and this is what they do. So that's what But it's no good getting the police or someone like that to do anything because they would just climb up. They're not going to tell them because it's likely that the police might be involved.
So, for example, there is a trend in the European Union. Which some, liberal media label it as racist, but there is a persuasion that let white people control what white people have, and let other nations be together with white people, but let them control whatever they have, but, a little bit apart. What do you think about this?
Well, I think that's quite possible. I mean, as an observer, I understand that the European Union is run by a bunch of bureaucrats who have absolute power and they have no accountability. Now, that's just as an observer, okay? So when they found that they were corrupt,
of course, as observer,
carry on being corrupt and allowed to be employed. So you tell me that the European Union is concerned about the problem of the gypsies when they might have caused the problem in the first place.
We are now off the record. We are not recording this anymore. I'm just.
Right, okay.
No.
Look, I mean, I wouldn't trust a bureaucrat, right? Because they are hell bent on total control. And total power, and if something gets in their way, they just eliminate them.
I would go further than this. I would say that they are fucking assholes.
Well, that'd be right. I would have no question not to doubt you, and I think that you're probably right.
I have no need to resort to this kind of language, but you have to understand that here in the European Union we have technocrats and bureaucrats and multicrats and however you want to call them that cannot resort to just about anything, about anything, and then they when there is a crisis, for example, with the immigrants, illegal immigrants, with
Yes.
or the gypsies or the aborigines, and
Yes.
then they come to our faces, and then they say, yeah, but Australia is even worse than us, and we say, how come? And then they say that Australia doesn't let anybody in the country except white people. And then we look at the European Union and we say, yeah, okay, well, you are really democratic, but you let everybody in, and what do you get?
Well, look, yes, okay, I'll comment on that now. Yes, it can be seen that under the Howard government that we did stop a lot of people coming in. Now, yes, and they were known as the boat people. Now, these were people that we could not check the bona fides of, and that they were bribing people to come in on the boats and land on our shores. Once they land here, they get legal aid and all this, that, and the other, and they call themselves asylum seekers. We have a fairly reasonable open policy, but you've got to stand in line, right, and make the normal applications. Now, we're taking somewhere in the region of about, I think, 380,000 immigrants a year into Australia, and that's about to be increased. So, I mean, we can't say we're not letting them in, but what we're saying is, hey, we want to pick who comes here, and we're not choosy. And in fact, if you come from the British, from Great Britain, you've got a 10 times harder chance of getting into Australia than if you come from Asia, right? Or if you come from the Middle East. And I'm telling you, that's a fact. So, I mean, anybody that turns around and says that we are, we don't like all these people, that's a load of rubbish. It is an absolute load of rubbish. But what we want to do is that the people want to come here, right? We need to know they're reasonably skilled, and we need to be able to check their background, and they've got to come in and apply like everybody else, not try and jump the queue. Now, that's what we did. Yes, that's fine, and unashamedly, that's exactly what we did, because there was a lot of undesirables in there, right, and a lot of terrorists hidden in these things, and it's now proven, and I've got some evidence of that some of these people that tried to get in were, in fact, terrorists to try and get in and spread the word over here.
My final question, and by final I actually do mean final question. Do you have any idea how the disease is spreading around? I mean, why do we have now so many violent aborigines in European Union? I told you before, 418 immigrants, illegal immigrants, were killed yesterday, and one day before that, and 20 of them aborigines. How are they going around the world? How is it possible for them to go around the world just like this?
I wish I could answer the question for you. I don't know. Look, I mean, how do you explain what's happening in Zimbabwe, where if you're an opposition member of the opposition party, they want to beat you, torture you, and probably kill you. I mean, and this is a man who's supposed to be lead of democracy. I mean, it just defies any form of logical sense. But he's just become, he's no better than any terrorist from Al Qaeda. I mean, he's